Do you consistently overthink about different situations? What happened yesterday? What is happening today? The decisions that you have to make? Do you take a long time without making a decision only because you overanalyze it? If this is you, then you're in the right place, because today we'll be talking about why you overthink and how to actually work around it or manage it. But before we get to that juicy part of this video, let me first introduce myself to my newcomers and say welcome. My name is Ola Rams, the founder of Dreamers Elevation Network. This is a place where we teach you how to use your skills and your passion and help you turn them into a profitable business. For my lovely people who are coming back once again, I say welcome family. Let us dive in together on today's topic. So first of all, let us first talk about the difference between problem solving and overthinking. Usually people like to confuse the two, thinking that overthinking is actually problem solving. Most of the time we'd hear people say that, because I'm an overthinker, I've already looked at every single area of the situation. But usually that is really something that is bad, because when you overanalyze the situation, most of the time it doesn't yield any result. But whenever we move to the problem solving part, it is what it says, they solve the problem. You need to understand that overthinking is just a loop of thoughts. You think of this thought, it starts another one and another and another and another and another. So at the end of the day, you don't make a decision. It's only the thoughts, but you don't get to a place now when you have made a decision. While problem solving is when you think about a particular thing or situation and end up making a decision. So I want you to understand that you need to move from the overthinking part and go to the problem solving place. Now the question that is probably running in your mind right now is how? We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, let us talk about why do people overthink. But people who overthink are not bad people. And most importantly, they are not broken people. They're just people who have gone through certain situations that made them the way they are in the current moment. But it doesn't mean that this is a hopeless situation. It means that they can actually overcome this. This is why we have this video today, right? So, why do people overthink? As I said, usually when someone overthinks, it's because they care. It's because they don't want to get hurt. It's because something happened to them before, and then that led them to believe that every single person might actually do the same thing to them. Or let me give you a practical example. Say you were in a relationship before, and in this relationship, this partner used to ghost you most of the time, talk to you today, and then, or you send this person a message today, they respond, you send another message, they respond to you after a week. That consistently happen all the time, and then that whole relationship is broken off. You get in a different relationship this time, and then in that relationship, this person's communication has been very consistent. It keeps is doing what you would like to do or what you would have liked to happen on the previous relationship. And then just this one time, this person is held up in meetings, doesn't have the time to actually go on the phone and actually respond to you. But they were actually about to open your message and respond to you, and then they got called, they were running all over the place, and it felt like they left you on scene. Oh my God, I bet, this particular situation makes an overthinker go wild. Like literally, this person will start thinking of all the bad things that this person is doing and all the, like I'm saying, it only happened just this one time. This one time when this person is extremely busy to even have a moment to actually respond to you. So, in this situation, an overthinker starts linking the previous experience with what is happening. And then their minds start to run wild, to think that this person doesn't love me, this person doesn't care, this person has been pretending all along, this person is doing this because now you start thinking about the bad things that you previously did. it's getting back at me and all these things. That's why I say that usually people who overthink, they care. It's because they've been hurt before that they start linking situations. That's why their minds catastrophize a situation. This is why most people overthink, because of that previous experience. Like I said, it's not a hopeless situation. It doesn't mean that they're broken. It just means that they just need to learn to overcome that particular thing. Okay, now let us talk about the hidden cost of overthinking. As I said, sometimes people like to think that because they're overthinking or because they overanalyze the situation, it helps them to look at the different areas of it, which makes it a bit easier whenever they meet that situation that they were overthinking about, right? Say someone was thinking that what if this person breaks up with me and then I'll start behaving like this. These people's minds are so well, because they start picturing the whole situation and all the like. So let us talk about what does this do to you in the long run. This is why I don't want you to entertain this. In the long run, this person starts to lose trust in themselves, or they lose it. This overthinking steals their confidence. I say this because usually whenever someone overthinks, it's not only about relationships. Sometimes it's about making life decisions. Say there's an opportunity, and because you're an overthinker, you keep analyzing the situation that what if I don't pass the interview? What if they don't like my CV? What if the people in my workplace don't like me if I apply there? So that whole loop leads them to not make a decision, right? And then they end up missing that particular opportunity. So the more that happens, the more they start losing trust in themselves, because they keep asking themselves, will I fail in this? Will this happen? Will this happen? That's why I say that they start to lose confidence in themselves. They will start ignoring certain opportunities that could have benefited them. Now, when it gets to that point, they start to seek validation from other people. Do you think when I'm doing this, I'm making the right decision? Do you think this person is the right partner for me? Do you think if I go to this event, it's a good thing? You see, so they start relying on other people's validation in order to do something. And that is bad in a long time, because yes, you can ask for help from your family members in terms of to make a particular decision, but it doesn't have to be every single decision. The other thing that is very, very important that you need to understand is that overthinking makes you live in fear. I kept on emphasizing that these people say, what if I fail? What if this happen? What if this? What if this? That if mentality makes you to be afraid to even venture out into the world and do something that you love. Every single time you always stay there in fear, wondering if something bad will happen. And just think about it. Do you think it's a nice life to live? Always living in fear. It's something that it starts small, but over time, it's going to affect the way you live. So those are the hidden costs of overthinking. This is why I don't want you to entertain it. Now, the best part of the video, how to manage it or how to find clarity. For this one, I always advise my clients to write it down. Sometimes you are emotionally exhausted or mentally exhausted because there's so much going through your mind. This is why I always advise my clients that get a book that is just your book that you're going to write your goals, you're going to write your dreams in it, you're going to do some self-introspection in it, you're going to journal in it. That book is your personal thing, right? You take it and actually write your thoughts. Those negative thoughts, write them down. Because when you reduce from here and put it on paper, it becomes a bit soothing. And then the second thing that I always suggest for my clients is for them to always talk to the person who has started that overthinking. This is what I mean. I did say that you shouldn't always look for validation from other people. But for this one, it's a different case, because I was giving an example earlier about a partner. That when you have a partner and that partner left you unseen, you start overthinking about it. The person that made you feel that way, instead of dismissing the whole conversation when he comes and say, I'm really sorry, I was busy, and then that's it, and then you say, I forgive you, and then move on. But at the same time, you know you haven't moved on. Call this person, share with him or with her that when 1, 2, 3, 4 happens, it made me feel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really love it that next time, I know the situation didn't allow, but next time when you know that you're busy, maybe don't open our message, because it makes me think of things that are not really happening. Right? Or you talk to the person, because the moment you share something like that with them, they're going to reassure you, and that reassurance is something that is gonna help you. So make sure you talk to the person who made you overthink. Okay? Yes. And then the other thing that I suggest is that understand that not every decision that you make is gonna make you feel certain. I mean, it's for everybody. You know, there are times in their lives where whenever they make a particular decision, they may not feel 100% sure about that decision that they're making. And I'm taking this on that conversation that we had about, what if I fail? What if this doesn't go well? What if at that particular workplace this will happen? I'm taking it from that particular conversation that you need to understand sometimes making a decision to go to that school, to go to that job interview, sometimes you have to do it scared. I mean, being scared is part of life, okay? Don't overanalyze it. Just do it regardless. Everyone goes through something like that. They're afraid before they take a step that is surrounding their life. If you fail, it's okay. It's okay, because when you fail, you're going to learn from that particular failure, and it's not a loss. You are learning, you're going to make a better decision next time, so it's okay. Alright? Yes, it's totally fine. And then the other thing is that reassurance. If you're watching this video because your partner is an overthinker, I want you to understand that reassurance is the most core part of it. I mean, to you, it might feel like this person is just over catastrophizing things for no good reason. This is something small. I was busy. I was not doing anything, and I couldn't even do anything. I was at work, right? You might be thinking like that, but get that you two people are different. You've made different experiences. So this is why I encourage you that make sure that you reassure your partner. You reassure them, because reassurance goes a long way. And don't make them feel like they're stupid for feeling the way they're feeling. That feeling or those thoughts, they are real to them. So make sure that you are also lenient with them. It might be frustrating sometimes, but just be lenient with them, because this is a journey that they need to overcome, and they need your support. Okay? They need your support. The other one is that ask yourself questions. I always say that the questions that you ask yourself actually help you to be able to live the life that you want, because you need to ask yourself the right questions. Here's a word of encouragement to you if you're an overthinker. This is not a hopeless situation. You will be able to overcome it. Like, that time is gonna get there. Even if you won't be able to get rid of the overthinking completely, you'll be able to manage it. This is why I want you to understand that do things afraid. It's okay. You fail, you learn from that situation. And also don't focus on the whole journey. Don't think to a point that when I get to that job, even before you get the interview or even before you apply for the job, think about, let me take the decision to apply for the job. Focus on the next step instead of the whole journey. That will make you feel a bit better, okay? So if at all you want to claim your confidence back, or you want to start trusting yourself back, sometimes it's important to actually look at your track record, that you've made decisions before and that yielded you good results. And if you look back on what you have done, it might actually give you the confidence that actually you are someone to be trusted. So if you want to gain that confidence confidence back and actually trust yourself, I recommend you use my self-introspection questions and actually ask yourself the right questions that I was talking about, so that you can be able to see what have you done in your life, what can you do going forward to actually live the life that you want. So if you're interested in taking this really serious and actually learning what you can actually do, the self-introspection questions link is on the description. Just check it and then do what you must. Another thing that I always recommend about the self-introspection is that make sure that you don't try to answer everything in one day. You take it one day at a time. One section in a day is fine. Even if you do one question a day, it's okay, but do not rush, because this is a moment where now you need to sit with yourself and actually look within. You are not rushing to answer everything. You are just there to learn about yourself. Remember, it's a journey, and a journey starts with the first step. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a lot as much as I did. So make sure that you also note this, that the goal is not to stop thinking. The goal is to think in a way that thinking will lead you to a decision that is going to help your life. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on my next one.